Hey guys, we're going to do Tuesday on your DMR for number 33. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster. So I solved some of the problems before I made the video. So I want you to look at number 1. It says, what is the quotient of 86.3 and 2.1? So I wrote the original problem, 86.3 divided by 2.1. And then what I did, instead of normally just bringing the decimal straight up in the answer, there's now a decimal on the outside. So what you want to do is you want to get this decimal to be a whole number. So if you multiply any number by 10 that has a decimal, the decimal will move to the right. And if you multiply it by 100, it'll move 2 times to the right, and so forth. So I multiplied this by 10, or shifted the decimal to the right to get 21, and then I shifted this decimal to the right to get 863. And it's easier to work with whole numbers than it is for decimals, you know that. So then I did 21, and then I did traditional, so just ignore this for a second. So 21 can't go into 8, but it can go into 86 4 times. I got 84, and then I got 2 when I subtracted, brought down the 3, and then 21 can go into 23 1 time, so I subtracted 21, and then I got a remainder of 2. So my answer was 41, remainder of 2. Now what I did explain, I know I've explained it previously, but if you wanted, you could technically not have a remainder, put this as a decimal, and bring it down any of those zeros if you wanted to keep going. But since you already did a lot of work, I'm not going to make you go ahead and do that, okay? All right, so take a screenshot of that if you need it. I'm going to go faster. Okay, so this problem was about Joe and Pete and Tom. So Joe had cars, Pete had cars, and then their friend Tom owned 4 times as many cars as Joe and Pete together. So what I did is I added Joe and Pete and got 574. And then I multiplied that by 4 because it says Tom owns 4 times as many. So when I did that, I got Tom owns 2,296. Okay, so I've got Joe, Pete, and Tom. And then it says how many cars do they own all together. So make sure you don't choose choice B because choice B is Tom only, okay? So once I added them all together, I got 2,870, and that's why the answer is C. Okay, awesome. All right, number 3. So number 3 is comparing. We need to figure out which makes this true. So 3/5 is less than which decimal or fraction. So what I did is I went ahead and changed each fraction out to a decimal. 3/5 is equal to 0.6, 6/10 is 0.6, 1/3 is 0.33, 1/4 is 25 cents, 2/3 is 0.666 repeating. Okay, those dots mean it keeps going on forever. So I just looked, which one is greater than 0.6? Well, 666 is bigger than 0.6. Okay, so the right answer is B. All right. Number 4. Number 4 is rounding 59 and 832 thousandths to the nearest whole number. So what I did is I boxed in the whole number, literally the whole number. Not the decimal part, not the fraction, just the whole number. So the whole number is 59. So when you're rounding 59, you're either going to keep it at 59 or you're going to round it up to 60. So think about this as money. If you have $59.83, are you closer to $59 or 60? I said 60 because 100 pennies is the next dollar. And if you have 83 of them, then you're closer to $60 than you are 59. Okay, make sense? Awesome. All right. Sue ran, this one I have not done out, so this is going to take a little bit longer. Sue ran 1 1/6 miles on Monday, 2 2/3 miles on Tuesday, and 7 miles on Wednesday. How many more miles did Sue run on Wednesday than she ran on Monday and Tuesday combined? Okay, so we are going to be comparing how many more means that we're going to need to use subtraction. And we're going to compare Wednesday with Monday and Tuesday combined. So what I would start with is I would take Monday and Tuesday and I would add them together. So I have 1 1/6 and 2 2/3 for Monday and Tuesday. Okay, we haven't done this in a while, so We need a common denominator between 6 and 3. If you do your least common multiple, the common multiple between 6 and 3 is 6. Okay? So I don't need to change 1 and 1 6. 1 and 1 6 is going to stay the same. The only one that's going to need to change is the denominator of 3. So I'm going to multiply that by 2. So bring your whole number over. 2 times 2 is 4, and then 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? So now my denominators are the same. Now I'm going to add 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 6 plus 4 6 is 5 6. Okay, does everyone agree with that? Find your common denominator using your least common multiple, and then once you have like denominators, you can add them. Now, the second part of the question is how many more miles did she run on Wednesday than Monday and Tuesday combined? So we've got Monday and Tuesday right here. Now we need to bring in Wednesday. So I'm going to scoot the paper over a little bit, okay? So there were 7 miles on Wednesday, and we need to know how much more is that, okay? So I'm going to subtract. Here is where that barring with a fraction comes into play, okay? Or you could draw a picture, honestly, if you wanted to. You could draw out 7, like circles, and take away 3 and 5, 6, and you will get the same answer, okay? I'm going to show you the math today. So I'm going to borrow a whole, so 7 becomes 6. And then I'm going to write that one whole as a fraction using the denominator of 6. So how many sixths make a one whole? Well, 6 of them do. Okay? Do we agree that this is 1? Okay, now I can subtract. Can I take 5 from 6? Yes, it's 1. And then 6 minus 3 is 3. So she ran 3 and 1 6 more on Wednesday than she did on Monday and Tuesday combined. So to me, she ran more on Wednesday than the other 2 days combined. All right, awesome. Love you guys.